What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Wiley Show. I have a special guest. I saw you in City Hall, like you went viral. You everywhere, brother, all over the news. And of course, you have an organization, brother Tyrone Muhammad is live on the air. You are the executive director of XCOM for Community and Social Change.
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother Wiley?
I'm doing good. When I first met you and an older gentleman, I'm like, y'all was on the front lines because they wasn't letting us in City Hall, the gallery. They said it was under construction. But today they allow y'all in, and you were there, and you were upset because the city council voted $51 million to help house the migrants, and you was totally against it. So what is your thoughts on it all? You know, now that the dust has settled and the city council approved it, you think that this is a slap in the face for Black residents?
Absolutely, it's a slap in our face, especially when you don't have 51 million for us. See, they don't even have enough sense to have 5 million to say, I'm gonna set 5 million to the side till we negotiate some other resources. But real quick, we're gonna identify 30, 40, 50 organizations that we're gonna give resources to. You know, they didn't even do that. They don't even have enough technology in them to even do that part. So with that being said, absolutely, it's a slap in the face. It's appalling that they always seem to find money for other people. Now we know that would not be an excuse. We are not allowing them to ever make an excuse as to why we don't have the proper resources for our schools, for the returning citizens who are homeless, over 18,000, for our women and children who are homeless, and for women and families and young men who've been affected by gang violence that may need a little mental health treatment and may need to get themselves in order. So we're not accepting no from this city anymore, because Chicago has proven by this vote that Chicago do not like Black people.
Yes, sir. And some of the aldermen was totally against it. One in particular, J-Mal posted about it. He was a Black alderman. I'm gonna get his name here. He said it would be good if it was, helping the Black residents, because they have been starving for opportunity for decades and still haven't gotten any help. That's Alderman Moore. He said it best in regards to the migrant crash. Our hearts hurt for both. Just because we're looking out for our own people don't mean we hate anyone. But
that's right.
It has a duty to put us first, and our neighborhoods are suffering badly. I was shocked that they give millions of dollars away, but I'm still seeing homeless people that is Black in the city. I still see Black people sleeping in the O'Hare airport. So I don't see the urgency for them. And now we're giving apartments, and we're giving medical care, free healthcare, free everything, getting free everything.
Over 300 million in phones.
Wow.
They got over 300 million, much as my phone bill is. Over 300 million in phones, and then another 360 in phone subscriptions already coming off the bus. And 2 weeks ago, they put 100 migrants over at the downtown area. They was working at an event. 100 migrants with all the at-risk youth and the disinvestment, with the 18 to 24-year-old unemployment rate over 70% of Black men in this city. There's no way you couldn't have found 100 Black men that could make $50 an hour. You wouldn't have not found that. I guarantee you to find 100 Black men would like to make $50 an hour.
Absolutely. What is your organization doing to work with? Is the line of communication open with Mayor Johnson administration and your organization?
He texts me from time to time, but it seemed to be a lot of talk and lip professing. Anytime you have us being on the forefront of violence prevention and re-entry and workforce development and behavior modification of at-risk youth in Chicago, time you see us doing that, bro. And he didn't even seek, his organization, his administration didn't even call us to be a part of the peacekeepers. That was so-called peacekeepers, and I don't know who they are, where they was from, how they go about selecting these individuals when we out here every day. doing what he's claiming they was gonna do for Memorial Weekend, and you see what happened with that, right?
That was a lot of crime, a lot.
And there's a lot of violence because they think they're gonna have quick fixes to violence. Violence is an epidemic in the city. Black death has been a hustle for the last 30 years. And disinvestment in our communities has continued to exist and persist without any opportunity towards changing the narrative that is um, um, violence prevention, and all of those issues, bro. It's just crazy, man. And we hopefully will be able to um figure out something, man. But I don't think so. I just think at this rate with the violence and the unemployment rate and with this migrant issue, I think Brandon is a one-term mayor because even the people that voted for him, they are very disappointed. They are very disappointed. Not that we have to take care of human beings. I love that. I visit some of those shelters. I play with those children, and I would never want to see any harm come to them. But if you don't have enough sense to even play like you love black people enough to see where our resources is coming from, even as an organization who's seeking to buy our building for $2 million so that we can continue to do the work that we've been doing. We need 2 million funds just to purchase our center so we could continue to do all the necessary things um, around and getting the behavior and getting the health of our community together. A hub where we operate from. So we can't even get 2 million for that. But we talking about 51 million to illegal people, right? Illegal to migrants that's not even legal, man. That is unfathomable. And you're gonna say it's the Republicans did X, Y, and Z. But guess what the Democrats declared? We are a sanctuary city. How you a sanctuary city when you haven't even been there to your own black people, your own citizen? We haven't had a sanctuary from our city. Our elected officials haven't created a sanctuary city within our own communities and our own blocks.
I when the governor said he's going to send peacekeepers, and I'm like, where's these people? Where's these people? And they're giving that millions of dollars, but why not to your organization where the community, the community members, the
Well,
community respect you? Why do you think they're not giving you part of that contract?
because Wally, man, I am a unapologetic truth teller. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I work for the interests of black people. So they didn't give it to me. You got to understand, J.B. Pritzker administration took $1 million from me that was allocated to me by Senator Collins, uh, Carol Ammons, and 500,000 was allocated to ECCSC by LaShawn Ford, so that we could build out of violence prevention in all Auburn, Austin, and Lawndale. J.B. Pritzker took it from me and gave it to a gay community group called One Northside.
Wow. So gave the money that was allocated for you, gave it to another
group. They allocated, sliced it up, took our money that was allocated by LaShawn Ford, Rep Ford, and he didn't say nothing about it. They took it, he gave it to him, and since I don't play their politics, J.B. Pritzker put Tyrone Muhammad in ECCSC, even though we got a certified and a 501c3 on the no pay list.
Wow. And people were asking, what is a sanctuary city? From my understanding, a sanctuary city welcomes migrants, illegals, and they will not cooperate with the federal government to deport them. It's pretty much a safe haven.
I'm not paying. Since they don't have to, they get free money and they don't have to pay taxes. I ain't either.
So I want to ask you,
So that's what happened.
I always want to ask you, because I seen that Jamal Green, he had ran, but he didn't win. Do you think it's time for people like yourself to get on the political side where the money is being dispersed? Because a lot of people need to understand the governor have the power of where the money will be allocated, which group will get the money. City Hall dispersed the money without their approval. No money will flow in the economy. So do you think it's time for you to step up and say, "Hey, I will run for governor,"
You
or maybe
said Jamal Green did what?
I said he had ran for mayor, but he didn't ran in the last cycle and everything. So hold on, I want to make sure we get him on there. Give me 1 second. I know he probably got a phone call. Make sure y'all share this live, you guys. I see y'all in the chat. Share this live. We have Tyrone Muhammad here. He operates his own organization called XCOM for Community and Social Change. We're gonna get into it, and if y'all have any questions, y'all can ask your questions and I will bring it to you all over there. Hopefully, I did answer your question, La Maria of a Sanctuary City. So give me a second. We are trying to make sure we get him back on the air so we can ask him these questions, and then we're going to get into some solutions. It's a problem when they get approved for food stamps before others. I see that statement is in there. Give me 1 second while we try to get him back on the air, you guys. Bear with us here. Make sure y'all share this live. Okay, we got him back. So I was posing a question. I said, Jamal, he was a community activist and he ran for mayor twice, didn't win. So do you think it's time for you to get on a political side, even though we need outside, activists on the outside, but we also need people that's on the inside that can pass, push through the paperwork and those ordinances and et cetera. So do you think it's time for you to get it more involved on the political side?
I am involved without being caught up and beholden to the rule of the demons, democracy, rule of demons, without being caught up with that. I'm out. My influence, my agitation, my whole relationship with several elected officials based on the stuff that I do or the agitation that I create by speaking the truth or showing up to hold them accountable. See, and not only that, you got to understand one thing: all politics is local. So yeah, if I run for alderman, I may win, but guess what? Guys like myself who've been incarcerated have been our rights have been violated. We can vote, but they put in the state or the city ordinance that don't allow ex-con to run for office, to
Wow.
run for alderman or mayor. I can run for the highest office in the country, and that's the presidency, but I can't run for mayor or alderman. Can you hear what I'm telling you? I can't even be a city councilman. I could be none of those things because the state put in legislation that said ex-cons cannot run for mayor of or city municipal positions.
Wow.
See,
You know,
and they understand all politics is local. So they treat it that way. And so Chicago is a wicked, racist, and evil political system that seeks to lock the voices of our communities out. That's why you can have a situation where a whole mayor can create with all of this investment in returning citizens, no housing, no job, no education, no health care, and then with the unemployment rate of formerly incarcerated people and the recidivism rate, as well as violence prevention. That's why it's so easy for Brandon Johnson or Lori Lightfoot or anybody to lock guys like me out and never call us to the table. Yet, yet they always claim public safety and reentry and violence prevention. Understand they only use our issues and ills and our disinvestment as a tool for their dirty practices.
what do you think as a solution? A couple of solutions we can get into because everybody said, okay, we hear the problem. You on the ground, and I mean you're actively involved in the community. What are some of the solutions that need to pass the city, be on the books to help the community? Because this issue with crime didn't happen overnight. This is generations. So what are some of the major solutions that need to happen to make, Chicago a better city? Because crime is just not only in the black area, it's spilling out in Lakeview.
Well, and it should. It should. Because now guys can carjack cars and get out to where the money is. See, white folks thought for long, forever, they could sit back and watch us die, 600 and 700, 800 strong, black men and women dying in Chicago every year. And nobody see that as a problem. Not until Highland Park happened did white folks really thought and think that the crime and the violence can also affect them. So we died and we lost our lives every day in this city, and nobody said anything. So now, hopefully, if more white folks become victims of crime, then maybe and only maybe then does the black life really matter. See, so the solution is most definitely more resources. You have to have resources placed in the proper hands. I can name and give you a list of at least 10 to 15 grassroots groups and organizations that don't receive a dime from the city or the state, but they're active out here in these communities. So they're actually touching the people. So why not empower them to touch more people? See, the solutions are simple. This is not rocket science. If if you can't give me 51 million, with 51 million, man, if I don't eliminate violence in Inglewood, I'm gonna be real close. It's just a matter of what you do with the money. So you see me, Wiley, because I do so much with so little. Imagine getting that type of resources to operate. So, I don't ask or beg them for anything. I don't care, bro. Really, I really don't care, man. That because if I did care, I wouldn't be doing the things I do to agitate and to agitate elected officials to a point where they don't want to give me anything because I don't kiss their ass. You understand? So I would kiss their ass if I really wanted their money. That way. I don't want that money at the expense of my soul, brother. So with that being said, we have to change the educational system. And at this point, it seems like that's going to be real hard because even when me, little young boys, late guys like me,
Mhm. Give me 1 second.
to
Kind
the
of
prison. I mean, to their prison pipelines to prison to go into the schools to even transform the thinking and behavior of the young men and boys that may become the carjackers, the shooters, and the killers.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
because
the solution is merely just being a subject matter expert, being able to tap into those elements, and having a grassroots approach and a ground approach on being able and given the resources to then take the guns out the boys in the little boys' hands and the drugs out of their hand and replace it with a different type of tool. So that's what I want to retool our young men and boys. You have to retool them even if you retooling their brains and their minds. And that's how I'm successful because it doesn't take money to retool a person thinking, right? So that's one way that I'm able to do it. And just being active and present. So my face is visible. My activity is visible. So young men get to see what civic, social, political engagement is all about. As well as economic development, because I'm constantly developing businesses and creating our own opportunities. As you know, ECCSC motto is going to take us to save us. That's our motto. We're not looking for no benevolent white man, no pastors or politicians to do for us what we're more than capable of doing for ourselves as a community and as a people.
yeah, because I remember when I first ran in contact with you. Shout out to Brother Ben X. He shared a video because you went viral because an Asian attacked a black woman and you just came and took up for her. And so things popped off and that made you went. And I'm like, who is this guy? And once I Googled you, I'm
Mhm.
like, you're actively involved in the community. And that's been a couple of years ago, and you're still more actively involved now.
Oh yeah, even more because as we stretch across the country, I'm finding I have more love and respect away from Chicago than I do my own city, man. And that's the haterade and the haterism, and that's the self hate of Chicago and the racism and biases that our own city perpetrate on its own leaders, right? On its own family members. So man, I'm
So
gonna keep doing this work till God call me back to Himself.
because a lot of people, they always hate on leaders like yourself, but you hate it because you are effective. When you become an effective leader, you get all the hate. They you're gonna
I'm
say
gonna
if you're
keep
not
that in
effective,
mind. I
you
need some
once
more then.
yeah. So that's because you are effective. So when your name come up, because you actually doing the work. It is challenging. This is why I tell people we must donate and work with these grassroots because one of the narratives
I
about
agree.
Chicago,
I can
they
I agree
say
with that.
ain't nobody out in the streets, ain't nobody march. I said, yes, it is. Is that
I
the
agree
media
with that. And
don't
in that case, I welcome all. I welcome
yes.
all the help.
Yes, sir. And I love I mean when you come in City Hall, you come on a mission. You there. They know who you are. The police we trying to get the gallery and the police come to you, hold on, stay at your name. Uh, so that you already on their radar. And I asked you once you took over the press conference last week, I said, were you fearful of that? And you pretty much told me, I don't know if you can hear me because it froze up, that you was from the streets, you was in a gang, you went to prison. So, bombarding a media press conference is pretty much not hard to do because you literally went out there very strong minded and very to the point, letting people know about the migrant situation, how Black people are not getting the same resources as the migrants are getting, and this is why I'm so encouraged to do the media side, so people will know, because I have a national, actually international audience, so they will know that it's some positive things that are going on in Chicago. The issue is that it's not being broadcast the way it should be broadcast, because CNN or they're not going to come unless it's a riot, but they're
Oh
not
no,
going to.
if it's a murder,
Yeah,
they gonna come like we about to do. Our goal is to Sunday at 12:30 to 3 to start our march or our demonstration and our walk from Roosevelt in Michigan down to the water tower to where we would then set up the microphones and speakers and food and refreshments for our people, Sunday at 12 o'clock. We're going to make this happen, man. We don't have forever to wait on it. We have to show our elected officials that CTU don't run you, Brandon Johnson. The people run you. The people, you work for us. You don't work for them. And we've got to let him know that he will be a one-term mayor, and we have to remove some aldermen from these positions because they haven't delivered the goods to us, to our community. And we're gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep pushing, bro, on the life of me to make sure we get what we got coming in this city, man. Because too much murder and bloodshed and too many families affected by violence and disinvestment and unemployment, man, that you can't be a man in this city, especially when you don't have a viable job or a living. It's impossible. I like that flyer. It's impossible to be a representative of your family when you don't even have a job, Wiley. How do that work, man? How is it acceptable for Black men to only have graveyards and prisons, but not an opportunity towards succeeding out here in free society? How is it that I can be all that I can be in prison more than I can be in society? That just makes no sense at all.
absolutely. Because I have so many debates with people up here in Texas, and I say Plano is considered a good area, Carrollton considered a great area. But I said, just imagine if you all lose your housing, your schools are bad, losing money, lose your income today, it will be crime. You will go into survival mode.
Absolutely. I'm
So
surprised there's not more crime and violence.
yes,
Really.
absolutely. So it's a lot that's going on. Like make the mental health clinics. It was a lady who just reported committed suicide not too long ago in Chicago. Like it's really an epidemic that's going on. But I said Brandon Johnson will be a terrible mayor if the community just sit on the sidelines and do not demand that he be a great mayor. And that's why we can't wait into 120 days. I was getting emails saying, Wiley, wait, give him about 3 months. But I said, we can't wait.
You see what happened? It hasn't been even 2 months, and already he has a bad policy on his hand.
Right, because I thought he was going to think outside the box, and the policy is not, because it have never worked. Like when you look at the budget of the police department, 1.7 billion that we know of. Crime is still high. I wouldn't even mind paying a 1.7 billion if crime was under 1%. But
Right,
crime is just high, and y'all got almost $2 billion, and crime is high. So obviously that strategy is outdated. More
right.
police don't work. So
It never has. That's
it
the
never has.
misconception.
Right.
Crime
Yeah.
has never policing the overall concept and structure of policing has never been about solving the ills. Uh, hold on one second.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Has never
Yes.
been about solving the issues and ills of black people, man. It has never
Absolutely.
been about that. Never. It's been about slave catching. And that's just another form of slave catching. And that's why you see police with the, you say 1.7, I say 2 billion, because the overtime dollars to protect the stores and businesses downtown that they are often lined up down Michigan, the Magnificent Mile. They lined up down there to protect businesses, not our homes, not our communities. So policing has never served the people. It have never been an issue of them. They are responders in chief. Police respond. Guys like myself and others, we're on the ground in intervention and prevention. And that's where you should put your money in. Because if I asked you, Wiley, would you rather for the police to respond once your mother or family member got shot? Or would you rather for us to respond and to de escalate and prevent from happening? Which one would you rather?
Always into the prevention. Yeah, you want to prevent this, and it's ways to do it. I mean, I've talked to
Did you hear
many
me,
people. Absolutely, I hear you. I'm with you
Wiley?
with the prevention part. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
hear you now. I hear you
Okay,
now.
yeah. I'm on the prevention all way. And this is why I'm trying to get into the media room because media, they don't ask Brandon Johnson tough
They
questions.
would never ask them that type of question. So why don't you appoint like violence prevention czars? Like for instance, why you and I'm not talking about me. I know of a lot of guys that I would like to see in that position that's out here every day if it wasn't me. But like what sense does it make to put somebody in the position of a violence prevention or public safety czar that don't have a direct connection to every part of the city and gang culture as well as of the grasp or pulse on all the nuances that creates violence, right? And then what sense does it make to put a white woman or a black woman that never been to prison over reentry when you got men out here that's 1.5 million ex-cons across the state of Illinois that's been incarcerated? I don't know, man. I would think our Tyrone Muhammad being an ex-con led and ran organization, you at least will have us at the table to ask who should best represent this constituency and this population. But it doesn't matter because we don't vote as a voting bloc. The moment ex-cons start voting, they will be the biggest voting bloc in the country, bigger than the LGBTQ and bigger than the unions and all of that, because across the country is over 100 million ex-felons across the country. We can vote the president in by ourselves.
Absolutely. I agree. And that's why, groups in Georgia, like the Black Voters Matter and the Georgia Project, really knocked on doors and really helped Georgia get Democrats to pretty much turn them to represent Georgia. We need to have that duplicate Illinois. Illinois, people are surprised. It's very racist. I would argue probably more racist than Texas. In the aspect, it is what it is. You can go back to when Dr. King came to Chicago and what they did to Dr. King. And he even said, I wouldn't even treat like this in the South. And so I just think, and now we're in 2023, and the things that Dr. King was talking about, the city is still dealing with not affordable housing, income, when it comes to the income, it's the same
Right.
argument, same thing he's been arguing back when he lived on the West Side. Black folks are still preaching that today. They're still asking for the same things. So we still haven't seen it. So hopefully Brandon Johnson will do a better job than his predecessor. But obviously, from just judging him right now, he got a lot of work to do. Because people like yourself
We
say he
won't
ain't.
see it. We won't see it.
Yes, sir. Can you repeat that? Can you hear me? I want to make sure we hear. I'm sorry, y'all. He outside. Yes. All right. He outside. Give me a second, 'cause I think it froze up again. Give me 1 second. We gotta get him back and stuff like it does that when you're like literally outside, cause like and get him on and stuff like that. Give me 1 second. We are definitely dive him on, and also we can do the phone lines too, cause I want to make sure that we can ask him the questions in here. Give me a okay. I can do that. Yeah, so I don't know if you want to boot back on and make sure y'all share, because we about to get into celebrity gossip piece. I want to make sure we share it and everything. But I just want to thank him for coming on, and we will. I don't know if I'll be able to be in Chicago that day. Probably have to change my flight so I can be in that for that March. So give me a second. I'm gonna try to see if I can change my flight to be there. I didn't even know they was gonna have it Sunday morning. Yeah, I'm sorry, he had cut off. Yeah, I got it. I got everything together. So I shared your flyer and stuff. So I'm gonna share it on my social media as well. Yes. Yeah. I'm just
Gonna be a real issue because they looking to see the response of the community. So
absolutely. I'm definitely gonna share it on my like. I'm gonna try to change my flight to get there because it's going. You said it's gonna be in the afternoon. So I have it on the. Let me put it back on the screen here. That march is going to take place June 4th. This is this Sunday at
yeah,
12 to 3 p.m. And y'all going to start on Roosevelt in Michigan.
yeah.
Yes.
Roosevelt in Michigan. Then we're gonna walk all the way down to the water tower, where we would then demonstrate and talk about all the issues and the ills that we should address, that we expect our elected officials to handle immediately.
Absolutely, most definitely, brother. I'm glad you're doing the work, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm like I said, I'm gonna try to change my flight. I have a night flight, so I'm gonna try to change it so I can come there and cover that, because we definitely got to cover our story.
Tag me on my Facebook page so I can share what you got.
Yeah. So what? I'm gonna add you on there because I was trying to find you on Facebook. Like, what's?
Yep. I send you.
Okay.
I send it to you that way.
I'll go find pull it up. All right, man. Thank you.
All right, Wiley, man. Let's stay in touch.
All right, we'll do. All right, bye-bye. Okay, so all right. Thank him so very much for coming on, voicing his concerns about the community. And like I said, we definitely going to be putting in the work regarding that. Now we got a show to do today. So I didn't get enough time to put these people pictures up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put their name on here. Let me see. Do I have it on here? I don't have their name on here. So give me a second. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put their name, because some of the people picture I have, because instead of me trying to prolong it and try to upload all this stuff, I'm just gonna put the name on the screen here. So we're gonna start with this. So give me a second. All right. Shout out to Tyrone Muhammad for coming on here. And like I said, I'm gonna try to change my flight because I have a night flight. So I'm gonna try to change to get to Chicago in that time to cover it, because like I said, if we don't cover our stuff, who will? You know what I'm saying? We can't expect them mainstream media to cover our story. And if they do, they only gonna do a sound bite. They're not gonna give you all the nicks and everything regarding that. So give me a second. Okay, so let's start with our first topic here. Finesse two times. Now I gotta say this, and this is going to be very controversial, but I want to stand corrected. Shout out to Ebony. She did correct me on this. That's not his son. So the young boy I'm talking about, you already know Charleston White calls, the Child Protective Services. That's not his son. That's actually his artist. All right. But apparently his artist that he have, mama, was arrested and thrown in jail because she decided to attack her mother with some scissors and hit her a couple of times with the scissors, or I think it was scissors or a knife, and she was arrested. All right. This is very, very bad. And so a lot of people say, why was Finesse Sutai? I thought he was in the life. I thought he was helping her. I thought, he was in there type of situation. But no, his whole sole purpose is to get the little boy to become a rapper and, training him to be a prison a convict. But let's be really close here. Like, it's very sad, and the mother looked like she's greatly disturbed. Looked like she got a mental illness. It's so very sad that this have happened to her mother, and my hearts and prayers go out to her mother. That she have to recover. Hopefully, that she survived. Not, this is really sad, and that's why the little boy is being trained to be a gang member. I don't think no child should be doing that type of hip hop music. I mean, he been in spaces where the guy's smoking weed. You probably already know the little boy probably smoke and drink himself. He's just in a bad environment, and look at his mom. His mom is now thrown in jail. So I don't know who's going to be there, the caregiver for the little boy. But this is just really sad and really greatly disturbing to see that. And everybody is blaming Finesse Two Times, but that's on his mother. You know what I'm saying? The school system, her mother had failed her. People in the community failed her. But this is not on Finesse Two Times. I guess a lot of stuff I could say about the brother, but in this instance, that's not his fault. He didn't tell her that person mom to attack her mother. No, this is something that is all on mama. At the end of the day, I just hope and pray that the little boy is safe, because I feel like he's in a bad environment. He have already sent out threats to Charleston White and said he was going to do some things to him, threatening him. And that's why, Finesse Two Times investigated, and they told him don't smoke around the little boy. The boy wasn't removed because he don't have custody of that, and they're not going to remove that. Only time they remove a person if you're smoking. It was another situation on Bingo, a black woman allowing her boyfriend to beat her daughter with a belt. I don't know what his belt or not. The daughter was crying profusely, and they removed all 6 of her kids from the house. Child Protective Service removed all her children for that. And people say why they did it. I said you shouldn't record it. Like, if you're recording it, it will be public outrage. And depend upon your area, you may have it where we ain't gonna deal with all that corporal punishment. Some people allow you to do it, some people don't. But if you're recording it and if you hear that person crying profusely, you may lose your children. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful with it. And it was stupid of the mother to record it and put it on Bingo. It was just dumb. So the boyfriend beat the girl because she wouldn't allow her little brother to come in the room, and he was arrested, and also her children was removed from the home. All 6 or 7 of her kids were removed, which is very sad. Now, when it comes to this situation with Finesse Two Times, I will personally say this, that he's a bad influence for the little boy. I mean, you're dealing with someone that, was in the streets, just came out of prison, not a good example, still rapping about gun violence and all of that. That's not a good thing to do, to be around your child like that. That's just not good at all to do that. It just doesn't make any sense that you got your baby around that type of activity. It just don't make no sense at all. Give me a second. All right. So it's just sad. It's really sad, man. I'm just looking at all of this, and I'm greatly disturbed that this have happened. I'm greatly disturbed that this had happened. It's just all the way. It's just sad. Like, when you see people that's living a bad life, it's just so sad. Are women that hard up for a man, any man that's quick to whoop your children, that's calculates. You have to be very careful with that. You know what I'm saying? And like, she was crying profusely. Like, when I saw the video, my heart broke. And I said, this is not good. And they reported her to Child Protective Services, and they removed, from my research, they removed all her children from the home. So they're not just going to do that. Obviously, they have found some abuse, because they accuse him and her abusing the children. So it's a process to get kids removed. They try their best to keep the kids in the homes, and sometimes they get it wrong. But if they just on the first come around remove your children, that means it was some overwhelming evidence that you were abusing those children. So they don't just, I'm gonna be real with you, they don't just up and just remove the kids. That means if they remove them children, there was some overwhelming evidence to prove that abuse have happened, because the state typically they try their best to keep the parent with the children. And if they have to remove it, that means it was just overwhelming, with the evidence. So we definitely gonna be it. But when it come to finesse 2 times, I'm just gonna pray. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna pray. All right, give me a second. Okay. Let me read some of your comments. Oh, they said everyone ain't equal, especially if you have a record. That's why it's important to not do the crime. Being black is enough of a problem. And why add why add conviction to your resume? I can't imagine how scared and traumatized the kids are. That little boy don't need to be around him. So we are definitely put that out there. You know what I'm saying? We are definitely get more involved. I didn't want to play the video of another situation with the mom, on there, because it was greatly disturbing to see that. You know what I'm saying? And obviously they removed the children from the house because there was some abuse there. All right, so let's move on from that. Okay, let's move on from that. All right. Cause it just made my heart break with that, man. You got to be careful, man. And I tell people you got to be very careful what you post on social media. Got to be very careful with that. You have to be very, very careful. It's not good posting those type of things on social media, because you put yourself in a whole lot of trouble. All right. You got to be very careful, because your livelihood, you can lose your children. And some people, don't get me wrong, some people do need to lose their kids because they out here not being good role models. And that means the taxpayers gonna have to take care of them. All right, so we're gonna go to Danny Lay here. She was arrested, and I was kind of surprised. Yellow Bone is what he want. I think that's her. The baby mama. Um, she was accused, all right, of a DUI hit and run in Miami Beach, fracturing the victim's spine. They're saying that singer Danny was arrested on a felony hit and run charge early Tuesday morning after police accused her of driving drunk and hitting a Modin rider, Penn rider on South Beach, dragging the scooter for about a block before officers caught up with her. The 28-year-old whose name is Daniela Lee, who was born in Miami, now lives in um, Pembroke Pines. Hope I said that right. Besides being a recorded artist, she is known for being the ex-girlfriend of rapper DaBaby, which whom she shares a daughter, according to a Miami Beach Police Department arrest report. Just after midnight, Danny Lay was driving a Mercedes Benz, commonly known as a G Wagon, down Washington Avenue, speeding and waving in and out of traffic. Police said that Danny Lay hit the rider near 11th Street and continued on or without stopping or slowing down. The crash happened just outside Miami Beach Police headquarters. All right. An officer later pulled Denley over near 16th Street after she initially refused to stop. Police said the report states that SUV smelled of alcohol and she had sluggish motor skills. The police said that Denley, who said she was coming back from a Memorial Day party, told officers that she never hit anyone and hadn't consumed any alcohol. According to police, the breathalyzer test told a different story. 2 breath tests came back at 0.145% and 0.148%, nearly twice the uh, legal limit. The report state officers later found an empty bottle of 1942 tequila in the car. The the rider survived but fractured a kidney laceration and a spinal fraction. The report states, aside from the felony hit and run charge, She also definitely is facing two drunken driving citations. She was no longer listed in Miami-Dade jail records as of Tuesday afternoon. And I personally would like to say this, if you driving drunk, you need to serve life in prison because there's no excuse. And I had this conversation with a Lyft driver when I was in Chicago, and his brother got hit by a drunk driver. And he said, my brother, it was by the grace of God. He told his brother, you need to get close with God because God truly covered your life. And I'm literally hearing this, and I'm not in my own business, man. I'm just praying that this guy live. And I could be, but if you're driving drunk in 2023, you need to get life in prison. Why would you say life, sir? Because there are so many avenues for you don't have to be out driving behind the wheel. Uber, Lyft, a bus, a train, or you walk home. There is no excuse for you to get drunk, sloppy drunk, and don't take any of those alternatives like Uber, Lyft, public transit, etc. Every time that I go out and I drink, I don't care if I'm drinking a sip. People know I do not drink and drive. I don't even get in a car with people. I did when I was younger, but I don't do it now with people that drink and drive. I don't play that. I literally, if I'm drinking, I'm getting a sober driver or Uber or Lyft, everything. When I went a couple of days ago, for some friends for some drinking, and so they were all drinking margaritas. I said, let me get a margarita. And they decided to get behind the wheel. They said, where you going? They said, oh, Wiley, I'll take you home. Well, I said, nope. I'm going to wait for my Uber and Lyft, my Uber or Lyft, whichever comes first. And I'm going home that type of way. I am not about to drink while I am driving. I'm just not about to do that as well. I'm just not going to do that. Like, you have to be very cautious of that. But I personally believe that if you're out here driving drunk, you should be arrested and serving life in prison, period. You should not get a slap on the wrist because there's no excuse for you to be doing this when there's so many avenues for you to be doing this. You don't have to be out here driving drunk. You can literally be out here getting an Uber, getting a Lyft, or walking home. Okay? Like, I just don't understand that. Like, you should not be doing that. I tell people all the time, like, I went to clubs. I can't even tell you how many people get behind the wheel, especially in Texas. And when I was dealing with my legal issues, it was nothing but DUIs. People was in DUIs. One person had his fourth DUI. And I'm like, and I kept asking, I said, why you don't take Uber? I don't like it. I ain't really got money to be getting that Uber and Lyft. But you got money to drink. Or just drink at home. Buy your liquor and drink at home. Why you have to get behind the wheel? I'm just not understanding that. I'm gonna mind my business. But I have to say our policymakers got to put it on the books that you got to serve some decades in prison. And I'm just being real. They should have a chance. Should have it. Yeah, like, I don't understand that. You keep driving, and they drive like this in Texas like crazy. And I can't even tell. Like people. I remember one time we was on the highway, and it was a guy going the wrong way on the highway in Texas. It was in the middle of the night. We were coming from somewhere. I forgot where we were coming from, and the guy was on the wrong side. I don't know if he got an accident. Was on literally on the wrong side of the highway. He was drunk. He had to been drunk. Ain't no way in the world that you drive it. It just ain't no way. It just ain't no way. And Daniel A, you definitely need to serve some time. Now, people were saying, "Oh, Wiley, you got to be careful." She probably was stressed. she probably was stressed. I don't care how stressed you are. There is literally a man in the hospital with problems with the kidney, fractured body, and probably won't even be able to walk again. We don't know. This to me is very greatly disturbing. And people are saying, well, maybe she was stressed. I'm like, I don't care about the whole thing, stress. I'm stressed, but I'm not about to get drunk and then get behind the wheel. Because not only are you putting your life at risk, but you're putting innocent people's lives at risk. It was an incident in Vegas. I think a nurse, I think she was driving drunk and she killed a lot of people. And she's still breathing to this day. And then she said she had a mental illness or something. I said, well, if you do, you spend the rest of your life in a mental institution. Because there's no way in the world that you should be able to out here be out here to drive drunk. I don't get that. I like you out here driving drunk in 2023. You get an Uber, a Lyft, a bike. You don't need to take no bike. I think it was in LA. It had to be in LA. Vegas, that happened in Vegas too, because it happened in LA. Yes, that happened in Los Angeles. But when we were in Vegas last year, the lady did tell us that it happened in something similar happened like that in Vegas. But that situation I just described with the nurse, that happened in LA. It did. Yes, it did. This affects my friend and I were struck by a drunk driver years ago. You got to be very careful. That's why usually you could be drunk any time of the day. Like sometimes most drunk drivers at night, but I've seen drunk drivers during the day. I've seen drunk drivers doing all the time. I've seen multiple drunk drivers. Everything. Listen to this, y'all. Just listen. Just child. These people be begging to come to stay with me. They never. Hey.
Well, you took forever to reply, so I don't know why.
Well, no. I just got here. I told you I had to work. I had to get myself together. I'm sorry. You have my number. You don't call my number?
Well, I don't have your number. How do you mean you have that?
You just text me. You don't have that 972 number no more? Like.
No, I don't have that number. I lost it. That's why I gave you my new number.
On here? Let me see. Oh, you did. Okay. I'm sorry. My apologies. Because I had hit you up last night. You were crying. You were crying last night.
Well, I was messed up. It was messed up. It's messed up. It's still messed up. But anyway, I'm going.
Are you still doing your CNA, or you don't do that no more?
Yeah, I'm still doing that. I'm still doing that shit.
Yeah. So what's going on? Like, do you still need to come and spend a couple of nights, or?
Well, yeah, I still need to do that, but I still gotta apply for an apartment. So.
What? Like, did you apply it already? Like, you ain't got no eviction or nothing on there.
No, I don't have anything like that, so I still gotta do that.
Yeah, you was seeing that. You can't be broke. Your people, y'all do 15 doubles a week.
Well, you've done it before, and I've seen you. You know what? I could have met you if you just replied. I don't know what.
I'm sorry. I was busy today. I was so sorry.
This is the third time you're doing this shit.
My apologies.
Your apartment.
I called you yesterday, and you didn't want to talk. I could have came and picked you up then. You didn't want to talk. You was in a mess. I don't know if you were drunk or whatever, but your eyes was red.
What about when I was at your apartment outside and you refused to show up?
Oh, I didn't feel like coming outside. Why did I need to come outside for?
You feel like coming outside. All you have to do was just walk the fuck out and say, hello, I'm right here.
What? Also, you wanted to see me outside. Oh, was you by yourself? Was you by yourself, though?
I was by myself, yep. And you're laughing. And you think it's funny.
It's not funny. I'm no apologies. I just wasn't in the mood to come and put on my clothes. And
Anyway, how's your schedule? What are you doing tomorrow?
My schedule is free tomorrow.
Are you free all day?
I'm free all day. And I have your number, so let me text you right now.
We're going to see about that. We'll see about
I'm about to text you right now.
I'm going to tell you I'm right outside the apartment.
I'm about to check because you. So hopefully, because you pretty much. Oh, you lost your phone. Okay.
Yeah, but now I have another phone.
Okay, I just text you.
Okay.
I just text you and everything.
All right. Let me see.
Yeah, I just say, hey, you see it? I have the same number since you've been knowing me.
I don't see any text message. Oh, I see it now.
Okay, now you have my number.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
You going out tonight?
No, I'm going to work. I have to go to work. I have to pay some bills.
Oh, where hold on, where you at? Oh, it's like is a agency or like a regular nurse home?
A regular nursing home.
Okay. Okay, BS. Okay. I got you. So I'm gonna hit you up when you get off because you working 10 to 6. So hit me up when you get off.
All right, I will.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. So, okay. He was so he wanted to come and stay with me for a couple of nights. And Love Maria said Wiley gave us more attention when he was in Chicago. So I'm going back on it next week. But it's like when I come to Texas, all of these distractions from I need to come stay with you. I need to do let's go out for a drink. See, in Chicago, we don't have the distractions. Like I'm with my nieces. I'm pretty much on my A game. But when I'm here in Texas, it's too many distractions. Like this phone be just blowing up. Everybody want me, you know what I'm saying? I need to come over. Let's go out for drinks. Let's do this. I need to stay with you for a week. I ain't got nowhere to go or whatever. And I don't allow everybody to come stay with me. I don't. The reason why I don't is because I just don't. It's only one person that can ask to stay with me for free, but he's on drugs, right? He's on drugs, right? He's literally on drugs. So he's literally on drugs. This guy that was on the phone, we used to be work together, right? We were real cool, real vibe. I stopped dealing with him because his people, himself, they like white men. He don't like to go to no black clubs. When we go on the strip, it got to be all white. He love white men. He just don't like black men. I don't know. And so, he love white man. And me personally, how can I say this? I like my black man. So I met him at work, and so we go out. He love him some white men, and he's a CNA. He dropped out of nursing school. He is a CNA. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Dropped out, and I'm gonna bring him on my show because he it's a lot of perspective he can ask. Because at one point we wasn't cool because his parents told him not to hang around, black Americans because we in gangs, we this and that. So at one point we weren't talking, and then one particular time I saw him at the club, and I said, "Oh, we work together." And so, I just kept in contact with him, and we just been cool ever since. And I'll be trying to tell him, I'm like, you got to get checked to your African root. African people work about 3-4 jobs. Like you've been hanging around. I told him, stop hanging around this crowd. Like you keep your money flowing in. Like for myself, I make sure all my bills is paid. And yes, I will do a payment plan in a second. I did one for my light bill. My friend said I'm cheap. I like that. But I make sure all my bills is paid. Then I have fun. You know what I'm saying? I have fun. I make sure all my bills is paid. I do. Like I can't be having fun when my life's about to get caught. I don't live like that. I have friends that facing eviction. And I feel bad for them. But they was like, can I come? I said, no, absolutely not. Well, you ain't hardly there about that's fine. Like, because I work hard. I do my YouTube and I do my CNA. It's no excuse you got a CNA license and broke. Because you could do agency CNA. I used to be a scheduler and I used to hire and get people on, right, to work at this nurse home that I worked at, right? Agency, you're making about $27, $28 an hour in agency. You do a double, they got to pay you overtime pay, right? That's good money. If you're making $28 an hour, 40 hours a week, it's impossible for you to just be broke in Texas. I was paying CNAs that as a scheduler. They got mad at me at the job because they kept saying, you always keep agency. And I tell my DON, I tell pretty much my administrator, Lisa, I said, Lisa, is it fully staffed? She said, yes. Do I always bring in members that when they get a call up, yes. And I said the reason why they do it is because they want premium pay. Now, if you with an agency, they will not pick up unless it's premium pay. Unless it's premium pay. Premium pay, that's the highest amount you could pay for a CNA. If you pay the regular route, like 17, 18, they ain't gonna pick it. Premium, you in the mid-20s an hour. The same with nurses. They will not pick it up unless it's premium pay. But I kept telling them, I said, they won't come. And then I told the administrator, we was in a meeting with corporate. They brought me in because I had some great suggestions. And they kept trying to tell me about the budget, how they couldn't afford it. And I said, help me understand this to the people that was here, the corporate people that was here. I said, we're booking people with agency, and about 60% of your workforce that are working currently is agency. And if you all can afford that, can you imagine if you give your regular staff, let's just say $20 an hour, it won't be no need to give agency the money. You will be fully staffed. It will not be people coming in and out. You will have employees that will pretty much be here for the next 5 to 10 years. But they ain't trying to hear that because you're paying buku amount of money with agency. Agency didn't used to be that popular like that. But now because of the pandemic, a lot of CNAs are getting smart. They're not just working at the average nursing home. They go work with the agency. And if y'all don't know any agency that I'm talking about, my gosh, I can't think of the one that's on the tip of my tongue. I used to have it in my phone. Y'all, it's an agency out there. I can't think of it. Hold on. It's one that's on because we used to book them a lot. They're very, very popular. ShiftMed. Yes, ShiftMed. Yeah, ShiftMed is very popular. So ShiftMed is very popular. And so on ShiftMed, I was a scheduler. And so I would book the people, because they would tell me, they said, oh, Wiley, get the regular staff first. So I will call the regular staff on first. I send an email, send a text, no response, right? They won't even respond to me. So I do that for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to post it on ShiftMate. Well, first of all, I'm already posted on ShiftMate. I won't pick them until I reach out to all the staff. I told them, I said, listen, we have full call-offs, so we need staff. And so she said, okay, you got my permission to do. I said, I did regular. We ain't got no hits. And I said, do I have your permission to do premium? Did premium, them 4 slots were full. And they won't even pick it unless it's premium. And I still got CNAs that blow on my phone now because they still think I'm a scheduler. And the reason why I stopped being a scheduler because the administrator, they would say you're over budget. So she came to me in a meeting, very aggressive. You got to do a better job getting the CNAs, your regular staff, because it's been reported that you're not asking the regular staff. I said, excuse me. I said, I bring all my receipts. Oh, really? All the receipts. I said, every single CNA I reached out to, I keep a receipt. And the ADON, they know I keep receipts. So she put her head down. I said, these are all the receipts. I reached out to all 14 of your full-time staff and the rest of the 10 PRN staff. They all declined. And then she's, oh, okay, I just heard that. I said, can you name a name? She couldn't even name a name. She just wanted to put blame, but you ain't put blame on me. And then another meeting, the same thing. I said, oh, it's time for me to lead this. And then my phone kept blowing up, even when I didn't have the phone, because they give the phone to the on the weekends to a nurse or whomever, nurse manager. Instead of them doing their job, they will blow my phone up. Oh, can you come in? This person won't answer. Do you know somebody that can come in? So I will have to, and I kept coming to the administrator. I said, listen, I'm working, having this phone 24/7. Even when I don't have it, they call me. You got to pay me. So she had to pay me all the hours when that phone would ring, when I have to go look for staff on my own time. She had to pay me. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then I said, and then now, oh, you got to come in. So I would come in. And then I tell her, I said, making $15 an hour is not enough. She said, well, what do you want? I said, I need to make at least about $18.50 to $19 an hour because I'm doing CNA and I'm doing scheduling. I'm doing 2 jobs and I'm here a lot. And making $15 an hour is a scrap. So I told her, I said, well, she said, well, let me check with corporate. So corporate said, if you cannot do both of these positions, we will have to go another way. And I sent a beautiful email. I said, well, this is my 2-week notice. Thank you for the opportunity. And she said, would you like to stay as a CNA? I said, no, you're going to go up on the price. I said, no, I'm not going to go up on the price. I said, no way in the world. I'm going to stay here making $15 an hour. So I sent a beautiful 2-week notice and everything like that. And I still get messages for her. She always be trying to see if I'm going to come back. No, I'm not coming back. Making only $15 an hour. It wasn't the case. And this particular nurse, so I'm not going to say the name, but it's out in Keratin. Okay. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And them CNAs always calling off because they ain't making nothing. And I said, it ain't worth it. So now you go where the money go. And I had to tell one person, I said, you go where the money at. So if I'm not going in no nursing home unless I'm making $19 an hour, and we finally got a place to make $19.50. I ain't going unless I'm making $19 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. So I do that when I feel like going. So I got a job when I feel like going to Chicago. I could pick up a couple of shifts. And I told the lady, I said, I'm not going under no 19. She said, we can offer you $19.50. I take it. And we do that and stuff like that. Cause I don't play no games. I will quit in a second because I know my worth. I'm not about to break my back for no $15 an hour. And a lot of CNAs, does that. And I like assisted living because assisted living is a little bit better than nursing home if you found a good place. So my buddy, she was telling me about the place and she's beautiful, thick. And she said, oh, you need to come here. And I was like, okay, I'll come there. And I was like, you're going to have to work the shifts. She work in the morning. I said, I don't do no morning shifts. And I work evenings. And then she be want to talk. And I'll be like, I try to do my work. Or whatever the case may be. And she want to talk and chit chat. And I'm like, I love to chit chat too. But she don't like do her work. And I be like, you stay in the mornings because she want to go out and smoke a couple of blunts. And then I got to sit and talk to her while she smoked a couple of blunts. I said, listen, I got to do my work. Because when I come in there, I wash if they got dishes in the sink, I give them their pills. I give them their shower. I do even if I don't have them as no laundry, I do the laundry, fold it up. So I don't just be sitting around and I leave. She got to go out for a couple of smoke breaks. She want to smoke a couple of blunts. She want to just talk about her man and all that. I got all how he hitting her and all that. I just ain't got time for because by the time you do that, and then they have to find her. Oh, where's your? I said, listen, where's your friend? Like, that ain't my work. Where your work wife? That ain't my work wife. Like, I don't know where she at. But then they be blowing because her lights just be going, her people just be blowing up. And I have to tell her, I have to pull her to the side. I'm like, listen, girl, like, you got to do your work. Like, your people need you. They blowing up for you. So you got to do your work. So she was like, okay, all right, whatever you say. And then she stopped working evenings with me. So she still texts me time to time, but she just like, girl, it's not right to the people that that gotta answer your lights. Cause like my people good. Because when I go in, baby, what do y'all need? All my heavy wetters, make sure they change, make sure they got their dinner takers, make sure they laundry good, make sure they got their medicine. Because you only got one medicine to do, one meal in the evening. That's all I love eating. I'm not doing mornings because you got to do breakfast. You got to do breakfast and lunch. I love overnight, but usually that'd be full. And I don't mind the evening. I come there at 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm sorry, 2 p.m. Get there about 1:30 so I can prep, listen to my music, got my coffee, going, get up, go on my floor, do all my items, and then I could just chill. And I be chilling, reading my book. I get there, I'm gonna just show an example, read my book, I'm good. None of my lights going off, going everything, my showers, all that's good. Because when I come in, you get your showers before dinner. Because by the time you eat, and take your meds and everything, you good. I just change you, put you in your nightgown, you good to go. I don't do my showers after you eat. That's stupid. I do it when I get there at 2 o'clock, all my showers done. So by the time dinner comes, eat your dinner, get your evening medication, put your nice stuff on, you good. That's how I work. I don't do all that rushing to do, and then you ain't got the shower, then you get complaints, all that type of stuff. I don't do it. In this particular place, maybe about one person need to be fed, maybe, but she's feeding herself now. They say she hospital, she feeding herself, so it ain't nobody you have to feed. It's a really good place, and I do all that stuff, and I'm done. I get up in that building, okay, and then I sit in my zone, listen to my music, my gospel tunes. I read my book, and I send a couple of my texts to my peeps. Go on my lunch break. Before you know, it's 10 o'clock. Everything is done. Because that's how I work smart, not hard. You know what I'm saying? And I work smart, not hard. I love it. I can sit down. I can rest some of the patients. Some of them are a little tedious, but some of them they can do themselves. And I still go up in there. You need your water, you need your pills, you need to do this. And then put your laundry in there. Boom, boom. And I do other coworkers, they don't like that because they said, let the other shift do it. I just do it so I don't just be sitting around not doing nothing. I love to keep busy because the more busy I am, the more closer we get to 10 p.m. to 10 o'clock. Okay? All right. Now, let's get back into these topics. That's how I do. When we get up to that 10 o'clock, that's how we do. Okay? So, I am not in the medical field, but I am mobile. I'm too cringy to watch other people. Shout out to all the CNAs, the backbone of the healthcare. Y'all are goats. Thank you. I love to do what I do. I don't want to be a nurse. I don't want to do a nurse, but I love it. All right. They said you taking me back. I'm taking you back. Yes, I love it. So we got a lot to discuss here. I just have to open up with a little story time. All right. So we talk about that. Danny Lay. What else are we gonna talk about that we had in the picture? I'm probably gonna push one of the topics back in another day, but I probably will talk about it now. Give me a second. Let me make sure because I didn't put the pictures up here, so I got to look at the thing. Okay. All right, there we go. Let me put their names in here really quickly. All right, share this live. Okay. Oh, let me delete that. All right. Give me a second. I got to put the names in. It's a little ghetto. But we here. And we going live tomorrow. All right. Cardi B and Lotto. Now, I love this because people was dragging it. Why is she working with Lotto? First and foremost, it's genius. Cardi B still got a lot of juice. She got a huge fan base. She's bilingual. She have a whole fan base that could join in with Lotto. She's still hungry. I think Lotto did right choosing Cardi B. That's the only one that is current that could do it because Megan is on a break, but it's going to be dope. Cardi is lit. Lotto is lit. I love her. We ain't blocked by neither one of them. We ain't in their face being fake and phony and our heart getting broken because they ain't interview with us. Thank God I know my lane. I'm in my lane. I appreciate my lane. Shout out to Lotto and her success. Because a lot of people kept saying she was a one-hit wonder. Now she got another hit called Put It on the Floor. Went viral, making noise, making money. She could tour around with that record and make some more money. I'm really looking forward to the remix. I think it's going to be great. I think this is letting Nicki know that you won't notice that you got a lot of competition, which is good for the consumer because Nicki, she rushed to go live today with another artist. So she was live trying to dominate the media with the announcement that Lotto got. So it's super competition. You're going to see Nicki announce some stuff because that with Princess Diana, that really Ice Spice, that was all right. But now it's still the Lotto. Lotto is still me knowing I got it. I'm here. Ridley out the plastic. I'm back to brand new. I'm here. And I ain't going nowhere. And I love that about Lotto. I love that how she went toe-to-toe with crackheads. And literally letting people know, like, I'm still here. I'm still here. It's giving coke. I'm still here. I'm still thriving in music. I did not go anywhere. She worked with some great writers. And like I said, Cardi B is dope. I'm interested with that particular way. I'm really, really interested. She had to block a crackhead. They were doing too much on crack. So she had to like block him. So it's just really dope that this woman had literally came out and just thriving right now. Like Lotto is literally thriving. She is thriving in all her success. She is literally thriving. She is thriving in all her success. And if she keep this up, then she definitely will have more Grammys than Nicki. She definitely will have more money than Nicki. Her deals will be more money and all of that. So I would love to see more of Lotto. I love her. Thank you to Lotto. You are dope as a performer. Cardi B, I love you. It's time for your new album to come out. If Cardi releases a new album, you get a new album from Nicki. Lotto drops the album because Nicki is waiting on Cardi to drop a new project. I'm here for it. Cardi is still working on her project, but Cardi know, like, if I want to stay relevant, I got to be out here with the features. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people need to understand Cardi made a lot of money on her debut album. She made a lot of bread. But she get a lot, her checks is hit over there. But now it's time we want something new. So I love this, and I could settle for Put It on the Floor. I could definitely settle for. I will also say this though. She got the layoff of the plastic surgery. And I'm gonna be honest with you on that. She got the layoff of the plastic surgery. And I'm being real. If she don't lay off for the plastic surgery, she will end up looking like Lil' Kim. Okay? All right? Even though it was I love it. And people keep talking about, well, she didn't write the record. Most songs y'all hear being rapped by Nicki, Cardi, and everybody else in the women are being written by men. Let's keep it real. Stop listening to Nicki Minaj lie that she writes all her music, because that's a lie she just needs to stop telling. She got ghost writers too that write her hooks, that write her bridges, that write her some music. Okay? Stop listening to that lie that Nicki tell that she write all her music, because when you see the writer's credit, you don't just see Onika Minaj. You see everybody else's name on there, and most of them are men. Do you hear me? Most women, if not all, have co-writers. Let's keep it all the way real. Stop listening to this lie that they just write everything. That doesn't exist with a lot of artists. And some of them need writers because they can't write a hit. Some of them need writers because they can't write a hit. They can't write a hit. So you need some writers. Just like the Chloe Bailey. She's trying to write all her music because she's greedy, but she ain't got no hit. So you need writers. So the next album, if she ain't dropped by Beyonce, you need writers because you can't write a hit. You haven't had a top 10 hit in a long time. You need writers. Everybody want to write their own music. Yes, in theory, that's great. But can you write a hit? Most can't. That's why you need people to write your music. Rihanna's greatest hits were written by other women and men. Brandy, most of the music that she performed on was written by other writers. Whitney Houston, all of her music was written by other writers. Do you hear me? You understand what I'm saying? And Nicki does have writers helping her. She lied and put that lie. Oh, I write all of my. No, you don't, liar. Sit down. No, you don't. You have people that collaborate with you like everybody else. Lil' Kim have people that help write. Did she help write on some records for Diddy? Yes, she did. But did she write all her hits? No. Most of her hits, she got help. Why is that so hard to say? Like, a hit is a hit. This ain't Mariah Carey had help. She didn't write all her music. She didn't. And I'm just keeping it real. Okay? So I just had to let y'all know about that. Now, I'm here for that song. It's going to do good because Cardi is still hungry. It's a lot of competition out, and which is good for the consumer because I personally just got tired of hearing Nicki alone. I needed some competition. So I'm glad that we got the Lottos, the Cardi, the Ice Spice, the City Girls. We got another artist out here that's getting out buzz in Chicago. So it's so many artists. It's just a lot of artists out here that is doing it and out here making noise. Some of them can't hit because it's just too much competition. You got Erica Banks, which is smart. She know maybe ain't gonna hit selling no record, so let me go and cook me some food. Maybe it ain't gonna hit, so let me go make me a sliced piece of pie. Let me go fry some chicken and be in my bikini drawers or my bra and have my butt cheeks out while people eating food. That's what she had to do now. Fried chicken. You literally can go eat some of her food. And she fried chicken, and then you could smell the crack of her butt and her breasts because it's all out. No, I mean I know they want to hear this, and you hear all the juices and all the juices and stuff, chicken drumsticks and fried wings and coochie. So it is what it is. Y'all didn't see that? It's video that's thrown around, her whipping up the kitchen, the chicken and everything. And you got, you know, guess that's your dress. We're talking about Erica Banks. So it's just all out breasts, booty all out. Hey, you want some chicken? Hey, what's that fish there? Hey, the fish ain't on the menu. I ain't gonna say shit. But she come right up there, breasts out. You know, hugging people, breasts. Cooking your chicken. No gloves. No hand sanitizer. Just breasts and booty. All out. So, but I ain't mad at her because if the music ain't hidden, you got to find another alternative to get people to buy the chicken, the ribs, and everything. And it's real ghetto because you got to serve yourself in pans and everything. Yeah, you literally have to go and serve yourself like buffet style, and you see her come out her panties and her bra. This is no lie. Go and Google the pictures on there. You can literally see her breasts. It's covered. You know what? The breasts ain't out, but titties out, booty out. It gets you a chicken leg. Go on and get you some potato salad. So I'm going to get my ticket when she in Dallas. I don't know when she coming to Dallas. I'm gonna go because I want to see all that. I'm just going for the eye candy. I don't even want the chicken. I'm gonna be right there looking. So I'm gonna get a ticket and go. I'm gonna get a ticket and go. A ticket. So I like Erica Banks. I ain't got time. You get, you know. So I'm gonna be right there. All right. I might check Aaliyah TV. Aaliyah, do you want to go? You know, yeah, I pay. You can be my date. I go. You'll be my date. Let me see when is the next one. Hold on. Let me go to her page. Oh, I hope I ain't gonna get blocked. Cause these celebrities, they can't handle a little roasting gag. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, that was in Atlanta. Houston Tasting Event was okay. They just had one in Houston. You can go get the plate. You have fruit. And she's in her pink bra and pink panties. In the crack, you see both butt cheeks. You get some macaroni, butt cheeks, and breasts. Okay. I can't really screen share because I actually can't screen share. But if you go to the real Erica Banks, you will be able to see it. I'm gonna post it on my website. So make sure y'all go check it on my website. But yes. So that's how it is. You get, ain't nothing wrong. It's let me say this because I don't want people to get this misconstrued because y'all center everything that I say negative about it. I think it's genius because women that like women gonna be there, men that like women gonna be there. Like, who don't want to see a woman in a and she don't perform, you just go get some food. And I want to take a picture with Erica Banks. That's a celebrity. You get you a nice salad, meatballs, macaroni, fried chicken, string beans. And you get to meet Erica Banks. She said, Houston Taste event was bombed. Pull up tomorrow for the Atlanta event. The food was prepared by the Flow Queen. That's what she said. It's food there. Okay? So I'm going to go there. Get you some fried chicken. So if you can't find that video, it's on her page, The Real Erica Banks. If y'all got Instagram, The Real Erica Banks, and you can see it on there. Okay? All right. Let's move on. Let me go to another topic. Cardi B, Erica Banks, we talk about that. Let me see what else we had in there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Erica Banks called herself the Flow Queen. And she said, don't nobody flow on a beat like her. That's what she said. And see, I'm trying to get on the show, but I'm so controversial, as her team said. I don't know. I'm not controversial. I told him on the phone, I'm just a black man that talk about celebrities. I'm not controversial at all. I'm just a black man that, talk about celebrities. But she said I was, it was a guy. He said I was controversial. Give me a second. I don't know how not to be controversial, but we gonna get it. We gonna get on the show, y'all. Give me a second. All right. Let me see what y'all say. I never pick a lyricist. Take plenty of pictures. Okay, I will. Oh my God, I gotta go check her. Yeah. Who they call it controversial? They call me controversial. That's what our team told me. But anyway, whatever. All right. Let's talk about Jess Hilarious. I hope I spelled that right. I think I did. And Tasha K. Now, Jess Hilarious is hosting the Breakfast Club. I don't know if she's the official host yet, but she's really been trying to get a job with the Breakfast Club because that's good money, right? That's a good salary. And she's a comedian, so that brings more people to your shows. It's about 100 and some odd markets around the country. So it's just really dope if she get this job. Black woman wins. But Jess Hilarious came out and called Tasha K broke. She said she's broke. She ain't got it. She's a broke woman. She said this woman ain't got it. She talking mess about it. Said she broke. Tasha K started cussing her out and saying different things about her and saying that, that she's going through this and that, I'm not this and blah, blah, blah this. And I'm like, okay, Tasha, but did she lie? Like, you're filing chapter 13. Like, you're telling the court that you need a payment plan for your debt because you can't afford it. You're financially irresponsible, so you need to go out there and do all that type of stuff, right? Then she was dragging Jess Hilarious. Then the situation came out that we got a little birdie, our source told us, multiple sources, that when they came to the office, that it was a letter on the door. And it was eviction notice that apparently, according to that document, that she's behind on one of the places there, about 4 to 5 months behind in her rent. And they want to evict her out of the office space. And I don't know if Tasha K doing this to prove to the courts that she just broke or she just don't care anymore. Chelsea have started a new company, you guys. She have started a new company. And she said she started a new company for content creators to really, let me go to get her words. Give me a quick second here. Let me go to my IG. She started a new company and she said out of her mouth, thank you, Passions to Profit LLC will be a creator hub that will include in-person content mentorships, influencer agency, and more. Stay tuned, right? That is what she said today, that she have started a new company. So my source have said that Tasha did give them word that she ain't gonna be able to afford them, that she's gonna have to let them go. So Chelsea was very smart and said, okay, let me go and start a new company and reach out to other content creators to work with my business, to mentor them, to help bring ads to their channel, which she does a very good job, by the way. And I think this is really good. Tasha, unfortunately, is a terrible boss. I mean, she made some very terrible decisions, and that's going to hurt her content because most of the stories that she gotten from her show comes from Chelsea and Jasmine, particularly Chelsea. It was Chelsea that got the receipts of Derek Jackson cheating. They DM'd Chelsea, and Chelsea sent the source to Tasha. Tasha would have never gotten that source information if it wasn't for Chelsea, because they sent it to Chelsea first. And then Chelsea sent it to Tasha K. Okay? So most of the dirt Chelsea gets and watch and sends Tasha K footnotes of what's going on, because Tasha don't watch half the stuff that's going on the internet, but Chelsea does. Jasmine, particularly Chelsea. So if this comes true, which we believe it will, that our news here is real, that if she have to let go these people from her site, from her business, it's going to affect people. Even when you go to the Jess Hilarious, the post that she posted on Instagram, they were dragging Tasha K, calling her dumb, broke. Why you think Jess Hilarious is going to do that? No, she's annoying you. You're nothing to her. Because Tasha tried to prolong this beef and trying to, make, them look bad. And then Tasha K sent an email to New Jersey Flips to interview him on the show. She kind of mad now because of Tony the Closer got all his clout. He refused to come on the show because she dragged him, called him gay and all this. So he refused to come on the show. So he refused to come on the show. And so now she just stuck in the situation. Okay. That was that. All right, Tasha. Let's move on. So she's behind on her office space, about to get evicted. I think she's going to probably pay her. Who knows? But she have already filed for Chapter 13. She's plain broke, that She need a payment plan. She got all this debt. She need to put it on a payment plan. I have all these debtors. So it's a lot that Tasha K is going through. And she made some very terrible, terrible decisions there. And a lot of people depend on her. Jasmine was kind of hurt because Jasmine left her 9-to-5 job to work with Tasha. Now she's proceeding to go back into getting her a new job. She's going back to get her a new job right now. Okay. So she's already definitely trying to get her a new job and everything like that. And of course, she was in the hospital. She got all that medical bill debt, and Tasha can't afford to pay it because there is no health insurance over there. You're pretty much a private contractor. You're not officially like you're just a private contractor and everything. You have a 1099, not a W-2. So a lot that's going over there with the Kibi Empire. That Kibi Empire is literally falling apart over there in that Kibi Empire. Is literally falling apart over there in that Kibi Empire. It's literally falling apart over there. And it's because of her mismanagement as a leader and because she did not handle her business the correct way. So now she is now she got to take that income away from that employee. Hello? Please leave your message. You know, she got to take that away from her employees. And it's so very sad. And she's a joke. Like she really want to be taken serious and literally a joke. She released the interview with Darius, didn't go anywhere because Darius is not in controversy anymore. Because when he was really having a controversy, he refused to go on her show. And now he just went on there just to go on there, right? That interview didn't go anywhere. She interviewed the judge, didn't go anywhere. And she always say, I'm tired of putting this on YouTube. How can I get more numbers? And so obviously she's listening to one of Shaq's family members that got to connect with those movies. Why don't you put that on there? That ain't hitting. And her people are leaving because they don't watch it because most of the dialogue is cheap over there. It ain't no good African movies. The low budget Tubi rejects is over there. Tubi don't even want this stuff on their site. And so she is upset because she really wanted about 250,000 paid subscribers. She's nowhere near that number. She don't even have 100,000 numbers. She's nowhere near 60,000 or 50,000. She really thought that she was going to have these huge, gigantic amount of numbers, and it have not hit for her. And so that's why she's forced to post on YouTube, because if she didn't, people will forget about her. And nobody is posting about her content on YouTube anymore. They don't talk about her, just to trash her. Oh, she get dragged by just hilarious. But they're not talking about her hard work that she's putting her blood, sweat, and tears paying flights. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. People have unsubscribed from the app. They're unsubscribed, and they're getting emails begging them to come back for a discount. Begging them. It was a streaming day, and this source said it was a streaming day, and one of her employees brought this up in the meeting that, will you offer free membership? She said, I can't afford to do it. She can't afford to do it. Most companies, they can do like $199 for 3 months. She said she can't afford it. She can't afford to give that type of discount. Her brand is spoiled goods. Her brand is severely spoiled. And she definitely needs to do something. It's things that she could do. I ain't giving her no ideas because she listened to one of my suggestions, and that still have not worked. I told her to be more active on Facebook, but those numbers still have not translated into revenue. Like she just applied for her monetization on Facebook, but she's afraid to apply for this stuff because Cardi gets garnished that. And she ain't gonna do nothing but go on and send an email, get a demand letter to get that income to pay off that $4 million in debt. That's where it goes. So we're seeing all of this stuff. It's really just great disturbing. And I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her children, because the children, you know, it was a good lesson that you got to know when to shut up. You know, in a sense, mama didn't shut up, daddy didn't show up. So I don't feel sorry for her children. I feel, you know, I don't feel sorry for Tasha at all. I hope that her children continue to get shelter and food. But other than that, I don't feel bad for her, because this is the end result. When you go out here, you about that life and you can't afford it. You're broke. It now, when we look at the situation in 2023, and my close on this, you should have kept your mouth shut. You did all that roo-ron. Now you broke. You got to do a payment plan. You got to let go of your employees. You want to divorce your husband. You can't, from this particular source. You're agitated with him. You're blaming him. Most of the arguments, you're putting the blame on him, which he does deserve the blame, because both of y'all are married. Y'all are a team. Y'all are a company together. He should have stood up, and he didn't. And now you putting it all up on him, even though he should get the smoke. But honey, you could have deleted it too. So I don't feel bad for the husband, because brother, you, when she was asleep on that wine, delete it, and we would have never been on this type of stuff. Okay, let's move on. That's her fault. That's her fault. It's kind of hard when they have all that, when you broke and you got collectors knocking at your door and they seizing your property and stuff. It's kind of hard. Who want to make love when you got people evicted, you about to get evicted, and taking your property, your baby clothes? Who want to go through that? Who want to go through that? Not me. Okay. Now, I reached out to Cash with Armon Wiggins. You know, they're saying that this man done some sugar up his nose, white powder up his nose. It's a drug, and he don't want to address the allegations. So I asked Cash, and Cash pretty much told me, Cash is the ex of Island Boy. He said, yes, I did coke with Armon Wiggins. We sorted some coke. And I wanted to bring Cash on the show. He refused to come on the show. And I'm like, I said, you do know this is not off the record. Because he kept saying, this off the record, this off the record. It ain't nothing off the record with me. If you send me some tea like that, it's on the record. I'm going to come here the fast as he told me that. The fast I came on this YouTube. I told my members first, I come up on here. And for me, I don't feel bad in this type of instance. Because if you did the booger sugar, I don't feel bad at all. I don't. If that's what you want to do, then you do it. Okay? What gets me with Armon is that he's pretending like he's not on the drug. Tell your audience that you do it. Your audience deserve an answer of your snorting thing up the nose. One of your top givers, the one that was in the military, she was in the military. She got a military officer husband, gave him almost about $1,500. And if it is true that he snorted up that $1,500, I'm on an apology, because you said I scammed the public. But you didn't tell that innocent, she ain't really innocent, this messy old lady, that you're going to take her hard-earned military money and you're going to snort it? You're going to snort her innocent $1,500? She innocent. She's in the military. She was touched, according to her. She got all these multiple checks. According to her, she's a rich bee. And you gave him all that money, and you mean to tell me he snorted it up his nose? This is why he ain't no station head answering these allegations. This lady deposited her military check. She used that to get medication and therapy instead of going to Clubhouse and playing with herself and all that, allegedly. And you mean to tell me this man snorted it and showed residue with the crust coming out of his left nostril? I don't know. To me, that was very foolish. And I blame your man, Pops, because Pops should have told you, bro, we did a little cocoa. Okay? We did a little cocoa. So let's make sure you wipey, because you're going to lie. You are in that 70. And I keep trying to tell this alleged booger sugar snorter, you a celebrity. Oh, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not no celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. Now he's getting dragged from the northwest, south, east, all over the world. Now he say, I know this sound corny, but I have to embrace that I am an internet celebrity. Of course. I'm an internet celebrity. I'm a celebrity. Internet, whatever you want to call it. If I'm out here snorting something, it's going to be talked about. I'm in love with the cocoa. Hey, I got it from the low. Oh, I'm in love with the cocoa. I was just listening to that song, not knowing that my favorite celebrity is allegedly doing the cocoa. And he's supposed to be spiritual and having crystals and being spiritual and telling black women don't do drugs for 120 days and you will get a man. He's saying all these things that his boyfriend stopped smoking weed and he got him a top-notch job and he made close to $1 million. And then you threw that all out the window snorting some cocoa? I don't know if he did it or not, but that's what y'all saying. And he showed the picture. Some of the cocoa crust, booger crust, was leaking out of one of his nostrils. And then he had the audacity not to address these allegations. You owe it to your audience. If you have this drug problem, then your audience needs to know if their money is going to a good cause or up your nose. I talked to 3 of the top givers over there, over his show. They're ready to jump ship to the Wiley Show. And they said, we just want to understand if we really sending our hard-earned money so he could put the cocoa crust up his nose. They really know. And they were shocked that he didn't address these allegations, and we was giving him time to address it. I really didn't went live yesterday. I said, I'm going to wait till my favorite celebrity address these cocoa allegations. He didn't address it. So I keep getting bombarded with people saying these things about him, and he don't want to address it. I don't understand that. You address talking about I scammed my audience for money, and they gave it themselves freely, just like they gave you the $1,500 freely. But today, you want to go mute and not talk about snorting stuff up your nose? Where the energy at when you thought that Brother Wiley was a scammer? You went live. You interviewed a mentally deranged person that really thinks she's married to a military officer, a voice in her head, and you did and gave her all this clout. And it's alleged that you're doing sugar up your nose. And you got all them homeless people that need help. You mean to tell me you're snorting up your audience hard-earned money up your nose? This is so sad. This is sad. Because he just came out a couple of days ago and said that I was a scammer. Did he say it, audience? And now evidence, pictures and videos have came out, and Cash have said that they did the booger sugar line. It's just greatly disturbing because of the fentanyl that's going on in that country. And I'm praying for my brother that he get off the pipe and the powder. That's probably why he's emotionally unstable. Thank you. That's probably why he is emotionally unstable. People send me the picture in the video. I can't tell you how many people have sent me the picture of the video. And I gave him a break yesterday. I didn't go live yesterday. I was going to wait to see if he's going to address the booger, sugar, the pipe, the sugar up his nose. He ignored it. So I'm just personally hurt. And on the behalf of his audience, I want to say I'm sorry. Because over here, we never, ever had sugar, powder, pipes, up our nose, up our bread basket. We never done that. We never done that. Now, have I done some trees? Yeah, I've done a little marijuana back in the day. A little marijuana, I've done it. That's legal. I believe that's legal in Illinois. Is when I go to Illinois, I do a little trees. I get a little trees. But I can tell y'all right now, I've never done a pipe. I've never done some booger sugar at my rectum, up my nose. Never done that at all. Never tasted it in my lips. And I say it from the bottom of my heart. Armon Wiggins must address these allegations. And until he addressed the allegations, I stand with his audience to withhold your financial support until he addressed these allegations. And if he is on the pipe, on the crust, on the crack, he must go to rehab immediately, because we understand the deaths of people that's on the pipe, the crust, the powder. He must go and immediately cease his operation and go to rehab. And I'm asking his followers, if you're listening, please withhold your finances until a full and thorough investigation is being brought up into his business to make sure that your hard-earned money is not going up his nostrils. I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart to all of the beautiful members that are out there. I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart. So one thing I can say for people that was in AA, they said you must admit that you is an addict. And then in the 12 steps, one of the steps is you must change the people, places, and things. You can no longer hang around crack addicts if you was battling with crack. So hopefully that he does this and address these allegations. We stand and help our brother. Brother, if you need prayer, I will help you get into rehab and to help you get as many different services in California that can give you the desperate help that you need. I'm doing it from the heart, even though this is an entertainment show, but I am being serious because there is no need to put the pipes up the nose, the crust up the nose. There is no need at all. So if the audience, if you want to 100% stop all your finances to Armon Wiggins, I stand with you, and I'm not going to ask you to bring your dollars to the Wiley Show. I'm not going to ask you that, to do all that. Hit our Cash App, $Marquise Wiley 28. Not going to do that. Tell you go to our PayPal. But if you want to say you want to give to a good, thriving, sober platform that don't put pipes up our nose, you can definitely contribute it to our platform right now. We greatly appreciate that. And all donations is welcome. So if you want to do it, we definitely have that as well. If you say, hey, Brother Wiley, I want to help take your platform to the next level, and like we guarantee we will not snort that pipe up our nose. We would bring it back into the platform and go to City Hall and interview these politicians. But I am saying it from the heart. All right. I just had to say it. I know it's late. So I'm going to drop the phone lines in here. If anybody want to call in, the number is on the screen here. I'm going to put the number on the screen here. Again, we are definitely saying if you having any drug problems and you need help, please go to the hospital and tell them you need rehab. You need to be off the pipe. And so you don't have to choose the pipe, choose love. All right. You don't have to choose the pipe. Choose love. The number is on the screen here, 972-674-9462. That is the number. Greatly, I do love everybody that has been here showing me love all over the country and telling me to talk about this. I didn't want to do it because, again, this break my heart talking to my favorite celebrity. This literally break my heart. I'm talking to my favorite celebrity, and it breaks my heart talking to my favorite celebrity like this and having my favorite celebrity go through all the stuff that he's going through. And I'm definitely praying for my favorite celebrity that he gets the help. And though I'm coming from a place of comedic gesture, I got to be serious. I had a friend, the one that violated my sister, his mother OD'd from crack. Had an uncle that battled with crack, and now he's thriving. Had another uncle, Bishop Cartwright, was a heroin addict, and now he's a bishop and a husband, a good pillar of his community. So you don't have to live like that. If you want to change, you can do it. And there's plenty of services that are out there and showing it to you. All right? It is plenty of things that are out there and that are showing you love and everything like that. Okay. So if you are in the building, if you're hearing me, there's ways to get out of it. I just have to pray. I want to thank everybody for coming on the broadcast today, showing us love, showing us support. We got 346 million people here. Okay. Okay. So we definitely doing that. I don't know if he's going to address it. If he address it, my producer send it to me. We have to do a breaking news broadcast, and he's going to try to put this out on me. This ain't out on me because I'm not the first person to break this story. I'm not the only person to break this story. There was plenty of people that broke this story. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tasha. Love Maria. I wasn't the only one that broke this story. Okay. I wasn't the first person to break this story. All right. Neither will I be the last person to break this story. Okay. We got 346 million people that are watching. I want to say it again. We wasn't the first person. Part of me can contest to this. Your next ex can contest to this. All right. And I understand they're going to say, well, they're going to get a lawsuit. Shoot, when you have to sue it, the whole entire internet, they said this. And he must address it. Okay? So, but this is the thing I need from y'all. Let me take his picture down for 1 second. I am praying for my brother, honestly. I'm saying this from the heart that we need your support by liking the video. Okay? If you're on your phones, click the like button. If you're on your TV, click the like button. It is free to click the like button. All right? That don't cost you a dime. If you want more hard-hitting content, hit the like button. We'll be back live tomorrow. Tomorrow is, let me make sure I got the dates right. Tomorrow is Thursday. We'll be back live Thursday. Then we're back live Friday. then also Saturday, then also we got some content coming on Sunday, and then next week we got a lot of morning shows. We're going to be back in Chicago. We got a lot of morning shows in Chicago, a lot of morning shows lined up. Which is greatly. I think we have a special guest going to come on. We will bring back Two Man and a Lady, but I'm gonna bring that back when I'm in Chicago. And bring them back so they could definitely come on and everything. So we got the cast on there, so we bring it up. So Two Man and a Lady is like once a week show. So they'll be coming on. We got a lot of morning shows, and so y'all can definitely catch the replay on the morning shows over there way, because we try to do the shows in the morning where it's quiet and everything like that. And then we'll be at City Hall, back at City Hall, covering city government, interviewing politicians on our platform. We want to thank everybody else for showing love over here at the Wiley Show. Please comment and subscribe. For somebody, please do it. Now, as part of the LA lifestyle, Greg probably had stuff on the table. Not saying it's right, but it is what it is. Addiction comes in many forms: social media, sex, attention. I say, if you're not hurting anybody else and you're functioning and doesn't cost me money, you do you, because I'm going to do me. All right. We thank you so very much. Again, our prayers are with Armon. We reached out to him for a statement. He didn't want to return none of our phone calls. You can always come on the Wiley Show and talk to us. If you need a friend, if you need help in that regard, we can make sure you get the help that you need, because there's many different services in LA that can help you. You got money to put yourself in a beautiful rehab if you desperately need it. But he definitely needs to address these allegations, because these allegations is not going anywhere. It's more powerful than anything he tried to say about Brother Wiley. They didn't care with the lies he said it with a mentally deranged lady. Did he use allegedly her money to snort? I don't know. That's what the people are saying. They said, sir, he used her money, sir, to snort. I don't know if it's true. And then I had to tell her, I'm like, why would you give him that much money? Hold on. Why would you do that? Okay. And I have a friend, I love him dearly, but he's on cocaine. He showed me his baggie on Facebook. I said, why are you doing it? You already skinny. I said, you an addict. And I stopped talking to him. I said, what is going on? Y'all picking up that stuff. And I'm not judging, because it's a sickness. You know what I'm saying? And most of the people can't afford it. It's an expensive habit to have. It's very, very expensive. I was on, marijuana. That's very expensive. But I stopped that. And I eat one meal a day. I was on that marijuana and getting high on marijuana. It's legal. It's a plant. But I stopped because I was eating up everything. All right? I was eating up everything. Do you hear me? That's pure. Do you hear me? You remember that? Okay. So I don't know if he addressed it or not. Again, these are allegations. These are allegations, is what people are saying. Hello?
Hey, I know you're busy, but if you want me to check that one, it's too early for me to mess with it.
You saw what? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's for what was that? For June. Right, for June 4th. Yeah. Oh, you was watching the show there. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. Because I think it's a night one. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Because I was gonna call you not today, but tomorrow. Okay. I got you. All right, I got you. Thank you. Love you. Okay. Okay. So And that's how it goes. So Wiley stay answering the phone. Can't say he won't take your call. I stay answering the phone. Or I stay answering. Like people call me. All right. So we'll be back live tomorrow. All right. We're gonna be back live tomorrow. Back writing on the website tomorrow. We ain't gonna keep hitting this. We done with the Armon Wiggins situation with whatever he snorted. If he did it or not, I don't know. Could be a booger, could be not. But we are definitely going to talk about some more subjects tomorrow. Shout out to Muhammad for coming on our show. Yeah. Okay. Wow, I got that Uber ready. Right, Paul? Oh, man. They said I heard Paul got the no, Paul, don't do it. They said Wiley got that Uber ready to say no, I don't send any Ubers or anything to people. Absolutely not. We've been on here for 2 hours, y'all. Thank y'all so very much. I know it's late. It's 11 o'clock where y'all at 10 o'clock. Members, we did a short members only live. Y'all can go catch the replay. We'll be back. We're doing a members only live. We got y'all next week. Yes, I enjoyed Brother Muhammad. How can we continue to follow him? Yes. So if you're in Chicago, they're having a march, you guys. And I'm going to get his social media information. But you can Google his organization called Ex-Cons for Community and Social Change, the ECCSC. Enough is enough. We deserve better. June 4th, 2023. From 12 to 3 p.m. Roosevelt in Michigan is the march demonstration. Raise your voice against the $51 million allocated to migrant centers, while $0 is allocated to the communities that suffer. Black Chicagoans face an unprecedented crisis, which requires an unprecedented investment into your community instead of into asylum-seeking shelters. How long must the Black community wait for resources? And that is from Tyrone Muhammad, the executive, the ECCSC executive director. He was on our show. So if y'all in Chicago, make sure y'all go and attend that. I'm trying to change and get try to get there because we have a night flight. So I'm trying to get a morning flight. We'll see how much that's going to cost. But again, June the 4th, at 12 p.m. noon to 3 p.m. They're doing a march and everything like that. So he was on our show, and we love him for coming on. And we met him at City Hall. I've been knowing of him for a long time, but we met the brother. I got his number, and great. I hope his organization continue to be involved with social welfare. And as reinvestment rates are very high for Black and brown minorities. Yes. And so he's doing the work, man. He's very respected in his community. He's very active in his community. His organizations, and they're doing it with little to no funds from the government. And so, like I said, they was allocated to get millions of dollars from the state, and the governor override that and gave the money to other organizations. So they're doing it with little to no funds, and they're doing the work. And a lot of organizations that they do give money for, they're like puppets in a meaning of where they're being accused of being puppets, meaning that they don't criticize the city leadership or the state leadership. They get all type of money. But of course, a lot of things do need to be called out. And that's why we must support our organizations that are having boots on the ground from the West and the South side. And so we're bringing our camera, and we're going to show y'all what's going on these parts of the city that you do not see on mainstream media. And so we are definitely doing it as well. So we are doing it as well. So we will be back in the city covering that. And of course, we'll be covering the 2024 Democratic National Convention. I'm trying to get cameras and stuff so we can live stream. So I got to check with Roland Martin to see how much that stuff costs so we can live stream from there to all of my social media outlets. So we are trying to do that and trying to get press credentials to do that. And so I know it's super early, but we got to put in an application because before you know it, next year we'll be here. So we could definitely have boots on the ground, definitely there covering this inauguration. Sorry, not the inauguration, the Democratic National Convention. I definitely want to go to the Republican one as well. So once I get the location, I believe there it's going to be in Wisconsin. So I'm going to try to get my press credentials from there, because that ain't nothing from a car ride from Chicago to Wisconsin. It's a couple of hours away. So we're trying to do that as well. But thank God bless you all. But we're trying to do it, and we're going to need your financial support to do it. Yeah. We're going to need it, man. And thank y'all. Someone donated $100, and that was enough because we had a little money left over from last time we went. And so that will be used for our train ticket to get us to and from City Hall, because it's much cheaper. Because one of the people said, you need to rent a car. I said, it's much cheaper just getting a train ticket, less than traffic to go there and then get me back from home. And a 1 day pass is like $10. So, which is not bad. So someone donated 100. So that's gonna be I'm gonna make that 100 stretch to get us to and from City Hall or downtown or to the south side and all of those type of things. So we will keep y'all updated on all of that immediately when we do our shows. And I want you all to participate in every single episode. Thank you all so very much. Akbar feet, we can talk about that in the next thing, in the next video. We gotta keep some content for tomorrow because I kind of talked about everything today. So we gonna need some content for tomorrow. Okay. We definitely gonna need some content for tomorrow. But I did see her feet. All right. Okay. All right. God bless you and thank you. I will see y'all in the next video. God bless you and thank you. This was a good episode. Make sure y'all go to my website, www.wileythetroll.com. Shout out to y'all. We will do some more hiring, but right now we try to get a profit from the site. So check back to all the people that send me messages. I see it daily. Please come back in the fall. So hopefully I can afford to hire you. There's one writer I really, really want to bring back, but we had to let go because it's so expensive. I just haven't gotten a profit from the site. So once we get a profit, we will hire back a person and then add on to the team. But it costs money, man. This is costs money and time. So check back to me in the fall. So hopefully by my birthday, we'll be at a profit to be able to afford writers on the site. But other than that, thank y'all so very much. Just for those that have been contributing to the site, God bless you and thank you for all the work that you have been doing. Ebony D, myself, and pretty much Ebony and D, that the work that they have accumulated. God bless you and thank you all for y'all help. And we want to grow the team. We want to grow the team. Okay. Hold on. I don't know about that. Yeah. Give me a second. Somebody else is on here. Yes, I'm a post it. I'm live right now. I'm a definitely about to post on my social media. I can't post it on my YouTube because you got music on there. Okay, because if you send me the one without the music, I can post it on my YouTube. Okay. Okay. That's the Andre you have it. Okay. He's staying with you. He's staying with you. Are y'all staying together? Oh, in your house or the Airbnb? You want me to come there too?
I was gonna do how we got to do the podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah. We definitely need to do the
I'm gonna get with him on how he feels about giving out a location.
Oh, okay. If he's down with that, if not, you can always do it virtual because he's all.
Right. Either we can come to you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Y'all can come to me most definitely.
Right.
Did you work out today?
No, because I hurt my ankle, so
Oh, okay. I would have went to the gym to you to help you with your ankle,
I'm
but
on my way to drop my dad off.
oh, okay. I know you say your ankle. Yeah. Hey, your ankle. So God is good.
So you
Yeah.
like the fly? You like the after party?
I did.
Yeah, it's catchy, huh?
Yeah, it is very catchy. It's very catchy.
Okay,
I would definitely post it, man.
okay.
All right. Hello. Hey. Hold on one second. All right, y'all have a good night. Yeah, everything's going good, Pastor. How you doing? I'm like, what the world? Okay, let me go through it because I didn't know I had sent you like the same stuff over and over again. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Let me see what I did because I think you heard the first 5-10 minutes of it. I think I got to see the last part of it. So because I didn't know I sent you the same video. Okay. Because the Fox. Let me write that down because I think I didn't see that. Okay, the Foxy one. So let me make sure. Okay. You said her address? No, I don't have that at all. No, I used to have the Georgia one, but she's not in Georgia anymore. Yeah, and it's difficult to find it because it's not in her name. It's in her mother's name. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my son says all in her mother's name. Okay, and let me make sure I can verify it and make sure, and I definitely had it too. So let me look over what I sent you and see the other part. Okay. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pastor. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Okay. Child, it's about to be lit. Okay. I'll see y'all in a few tomorrow. Let me go be messy. We got to be back. All right, y'all. Peace. I put everything in my mother's name because I'm rich. Let me go. All right, little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you're enough. When times get hard, always remember, put God first.